On today's episode, Dad gets a little heavy with the spices.
Whoa. What? Okay.
Dad drops stuff.
Ah!
And the kiddo has a crown.
Next part's fun. You want to try the next?
Who got this? Dad got this.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad Got This. Apocalypse.
And Elle got this.
And Elle got this. Apocalypse Chopped Edition. You guys all know life is crazy right now, so we're all having to make do with what we've got around in the kitchen. Dad had around in the kitchen. I've got some boneless pork and some pork chops. Some spices. I had a couple of cans of these Hawaiian style crescent rolls.
Yes.
As my models the onion powder, and some canned vegetables. So with all that stuff, what it sounded like to me, pot pie. So I'm gonna make a pork pot pie, and we're gonna use the Instant Pot to do it. For this, I'm just winging it. I don't have a recipe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pork and my pork chops.
And here, these are grown-up scissors. He's using grown-up scissors, so don't use those scissors. They're big and sharp. You might get a paper cut like I did once.
Oh, that would be bad.
Like I did once.
I heard you. I'm gonna open up this frozen
And be careful
meat.
with that toothpick. It's sharp too.
And because this is frozen, we're not gonna saute it or anything. We're just gonna throw this in the pot. We're gonna sprinkle some spices in there.
Like now,
Not yet.
and here on the spice.
Demonstrated so nicely by Eve. And it was about 2 pounds of meat. There are some bones in there. And for any Instant Pot recipe, most of the time you need at least a cup of water. So if my assistant can pour that water right in there, yep. Perfect. All right, it would not be Dad Got This if we didn't put garlic in a recipe. So I'm gonna put a nice big heaping tablespoon of garlic in there. My goal for this is that the juices are gonna form my gravy, which I'm gonna go ahead and thicken with a mixture of butter and flour with a roux. And that's gonna help me make my gravy. I want all my pot pie stuff cooked, and then I can just top it with the crescent rolls, cook them till they're crispy, and it's done. The next thing we wanna do is start putting some of these spices in there. First one we're gonna do, I need you to hold this. Just hold it out. This is onion powder, right over the middle for me. Full. There you go. Dad uses these in just about everything. All right, we're gonna do this one next. Come on.
Then what?
We'll get to the one you're holding. Right like that. There you go. This is garlic powder. I know we already have garlic in there, so it seems redundant. I just like the flavor the powder adds. Okay, oregano. This is oregano.
This is
We'll throw about a tablespoon of oregano in there.
let's do this one.
That is basil. Whoa. What? Okay. It has a whole lot of basil in there because some extra fell in. But Instant Pots can take a lot of seasoning with food. Now this one we're gonna be careful with. We don't wanna go over, because if you over salt food, you cannot go backwards. So Dad's gonna do this one real quick so I can control it. And we're gonna do about a half a tablespoon of salt. And the very last one is ground ginger.
Can I hold it?
Yep.
Right in the middle?
Right in the middle. And we're gonna probably do the same thing. We're only gonna do a half a tablespoon, because this is pretty strong.
Ooh, it kind of looks like
And that's pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and put our lid on here. there's no need to mix because once it gets all cooked up, we'll mix it later. Okay, we're gonna put our Instant Pot on sealing. All right, and we are gonna cook this for, I'm gonna go because they were frozen, I'll go 20 minutes. We are gonna hit manual. And that's it. Now we're gonna wait about 30 minutes for this thing to come up to pressure, cook, and then we'll let it sit for another 10 minutes to do a natural release. And then we'll come back and I think we'll make a gravy, mix everything together and pretty much be done. We wait, say, see you later.
See you later. We're back.
We are back. The Instant Pot, beep, beep, beep. I let it sit for about 9 minutes and then I released the last pressure so we can open it up and take the pork out. Watch out, it's gonna be hot, okay?
Ooh. And can I take out the steam?
Yep, and then we're gonna go ahead
Wow.
and we're gonna mix.
It's like soup.
It does kind of look a little bit like soup because that's what all that.
It smells like soup.
So we're gonna take the meat out, which the meat does look to be cooked, which is good. And then we are going to chop up this meat with some scissors. We're gonna pull the meat off the bone.
So delicious. You should make this at home.
Ah!
You should make this at home.
And we're gonna chop up the meat because that's what's gonna go in our pot pie.
This looks so good, so it will taste good. Because at the end, we're gonna taste test it. So you should make this at home.
Yeah. Daddy doesn't know how this is gonna
Very good.
taste because we just made this recipe up.
No, we just made this recipe up.
We don't have a legitimate recipe for this. We're just kind of making this up as we go along. But thankfully, it looks like we have enough pork. So we'll get the bones out. Watch out, baby. The next step we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the liquid because I need to go ahead and heat up butter and flour to make a roux to make a little bit of a gravy. So we're gonna go ahead and hit cancel, saute, and we're gonna go ahead and put in, what's that? Butter.
Can I help?
Yeah,
What am I gonna do?
you wanna put it in? Pop it right in there. There we go.
Buttery and piping it on.
Thanks. Apparently now I have to go change my shirt. We're gonna go ahead and melt this butter.
Still make this at home. Can I?
Sure, here, hold on. Go ahead and give it a little bit of mixing and we're just gonna help that butter to melt. Good mixing technique. What do you have in your backpack?
My jacket.
Okay.
And some
Hair supplies. Well, that's always important. All right, let me see here.
Ooh, I did.
You sure did. And we want this butter to get bubbly.
It's bubbling.
So we want it all melted, and then we want it bubbly because we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add flour. Because when you add butter and flour together, you make what's called a roux. Well, a roux is a kangaroo, but the roux that we're talking about is something that you use to thicken sauces. The next step is the kiddo is gonna put in probably 2 tablespoons of flour. Yep. We put in 3 tablespoons of butter. I like to do kind of a 1-to-1 mix. So do 1 more good sized scoop in there and that should be good. Perfect.
Actually, I like the one.
No, we can't. With making a roux, you have to make sure that you don't have too much of the flour or too much of the butter. Otherwise, it will never cook. And you're either gonna get too thick or too thin of a sauce. It's a whisk. And what you wanna do is you gotta keep stirring this. And we are gonna go for a blonde roux.
I want to stir it. Give me that.
We're going for a blonde roux. We don't want really dark gravy. So just a little bit of toasting just to make sure that we cook all the flour. Dad always likes making gravy.
Why?
It's just delicious. Gravy's so good. Let me try here real quick. Okay, we've got a nice little browning color on there. We're gonna go, watch out. We're gonna pour all this in. That was all the juice that came. So we probably could have used a little bit more butter and flour roux to make this a little bit thicker. So we'll see how it cooks. And if it thickens up as it simmers. And actually, it's thickening up, not too bad. Yeah, hold on. Okay, it does need salt. I don't know if you're gonna like it.
No, I don't want to.
Until it gets the salt. It is good, but it just needs some salt. Maybe like a teaspoon of salt. Dad's got a little bit of heavy cream. We're gonna try and creamy this up. All right, we're gonna pour a little bit of this in there. And go ahead and give it a mix. Mix it. So it's all nice and mixed. All right, time for test number 2.
How does it taste?
That's good. We're gonna add our pork back. We're gonna drain the can of peas.
I love carrots. I like carrots.
Drain all the carrot juice. And we're gonna give it a mix. Sure, hold on one second. Oh, this is looking perfect.
Oh, you should make this at home.
This is looking like pot pie, people.
Yep.
Pork pot pie. Everyone makes chicken pot pie, but we had pork. All right, give it a mix.
Just mix and I'm mixing.
All right.
Mixing.
I think we are mixed well. We're gonna take the same pan that we put the pork in when we cut it up, and we're gonna fill it with our mix. We're not doing a bottom crust.
And I am a food expert. What do I got?
Next part's fun. You wanna try the next part?
Yes. What are we gonna do now?
Well, it wouldn't be a pie unless it had a crust. The next step is Dad had some of these Hawaiian crescent rolls, and we're gonna use these to make our crust.
That looks good.
So peel and you pop.
Can I help?
I don't think you'll be able to. Push real hard.
Happy. I want to help. Wow, this dough looks so delicious.
Okay, there's one. I don't know if we'll need one or two. So what we're gonna do, it should already be pretty much ready to go. Normally with the crescent rolls, you would roll them into little rolls. Ellie, don't pull on them because we're gonna try and make this flat enough to go ahead and fit over the entire thing here.
Whoa, look at this. Can we like flatten it out a little bit more?
No, we don't want to flatten. We're just actually, I think we're gonna go ahead and try and see. I think we're gonna probably use
Can
both
we
of
play
them.
with the next one? Can we play with the next one?
We're not playing with this, Ellie. We're making this as our food.
We're gonna do next. Are we gonna do the next other roll?
Yeah, it looks like we don't have enough to do. Well, actually, we might. If we pull
Take some of that off.
that one off, we may have enough.
Do you want to take the extras off? Take the
Yeah.
extra off?
We're gonna go ahead
Want to take the extra off?
and see. Yeah,
Want
I
to take
think
this part off?
sure.
Extra.
No, don't take too much extra off. 'Cause-
Just this one. Just these. Just these.
Fine, you can play with those.
Aha. They're really stretchy.
So, I think one roll of crescent rolls is gonna do it. We'll go ahead.
Are we gonna do the next one for?
Nope, that one we're gonna just hold on to.
So for another dish.
Well, yeah, we'll save that for another time. So we'll just push this all on the inside.
This literally looks like. This literally looks like dough. This literally looks like dough.
Oh, because it is literally dough.
It literally actually looks like soft. It actually looks like soft.
And since this is actually all cooked already, really the only thing we're gonna put it in the oven for is to brown the top. I've preheated the oven to 350. When it's ready, we'll stick it in and see how it goes. I don't know how long it's gonna go, just till it's brown. I'll let you know.
All right, everybody, we're back. We have a pork pot pie. Dad got this and
Elle got this with dough.
Elle got this with dough. Made a pork pot pie out of whatever we had laying around in the kitchen, the freezer, pantry. We used some crescent rolls, a little bit of canned vegetables, some pork from the freezer, and the Instant Pot. It's got a nice Hawaiian crescent roll dough top, and I think it's gonna be pretty damn good. We'll see how everything goes once it cools down and we can cut into it and see.
And I just want to eat crust.
And she just wants to eat the crust. We are back for the taste test portion. We have a nice little sliver of our pork pot pie,
And I just want to eat the crust.
and she just wants to eat the crust. I'm gonna give her a little piece of the crust. See if she likes it. Mmm,
I like the pork.
the carrots and peas. Apparently she's not a fan of peas or cooked carrots inside sauce, but I'm gonna give it a try. I think it's dang good. That is a tasty pot pie. The crust took about 20 minutes to brown up on the top. That's good. That's it. Dad likes it. The kiddo likes the pork. She doesn't like the soggier part of the crust. She just likes the crunchy part. I bet you if I gave her this. Try that. Yeah, she doesn't like the part that touches the gravy. That's it. We're done with Apocalypse cooking for today. Remember, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
And turn on your notifications.
Yes. So Dad doesn't do outros. So that's it.
Peace out. Guess what, friends? I got a crown. I got a little celestial crown. I got a bucket. This is from my full bucket of Hello Kitty toys. I got a crown, baby. I got a crown, baby. Crown, crowny, baby.
For more fun and easy recipes, visit dadgotthis.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the damn bell. I double dog dare you. Come on, you have to do it. It was a double dog dare. I mean, those are the rules.